I can't see you, but I know you're there. Wow, this is exciting. So I'm going to start with a little urgency. I remember the day I got off a plane. I was going to Denver for a conference, and it was the day that the Trayvon Martin trial was coming to a close. And I remember finding out when I got off the plane that the gentleman whose name will not be repeated was not held accountable. And as usual, my staff understands, they know me. I went to Baldwin to try to make some sense of this, right? So I started rereading and thinking, and there was something I found that was always there for me, right? This idea that there is no time in the future in which we will work for our salvation. The challenge is in the moment, the time is always now. The challenge is in the moment, the time is always now. And so I think about this incredible journey that we've been on. Will the staff and any board members of the Foundation for Louisiana stand? I need you to stand or raise your hand if you're standing. Julio Galan, one of our living board members, please give him some love. My incredible team. Sharice West, the founding CEO, please know that having a framework that matters and that's grounded in justice helps you get the work done. We have been thinking from the beginning about the need to have work that is justice-centered, not just equity and inclusion, but a deep analysis on what it means to invest in people and practices that actually work to move this work. I am extremely thankful and in much gratitude to also be here with these amazing awardees. Would you give them a round of applause? It's just, their work is incredible and inspires us and encourages us to look at this. And we welcome you as sort of the home team into this love relationship, this journey of justice that I think we're all on, trying to move this work forward. We're very fortunate to be in a space where that is respected and supported, and we continue to try to push ourselves to meet the standard. I got to tell you, I've been full all day. I don't know how you all have been experiencing this, right? I started the morning in a conversation about Black-led social change and grounding this work in what it means for the stone that the builder rejected to become the cornerstone, so to speak. Right? All right. Then there was a panel discussion where someone had the nerve to say that we're doing this work so that we can see liberation in our lifetime. Amen. And then the poet just told us, right? They call this work. We call this living. Yes. That's what this is. A deep and abiding commitment to show up every day, the best we can, with all our flaws and whatever we have. And it was in that spirit, because this is everybody's award. This is everybody's work, that the handful of us that came together to create the Greater New Orleans Funders Network, knowing that we needed a place and space for philanthropy to interrogate its role and responsibility from an equity perspective, so that people who care about folk in New Orleans and Louisiana had a place to come. We knew that it was important when we decided to make flexible, fast-acting investments to support justice reinvestment work at the state level and work to reduce the local jail size in half, to do that work and to see philanthropy's role and responsibility in that. We understood the challenge we were taking on when we decided to be a partner in removing the terroristic Confederate monuments, starting with some of us look like the national movement. And so I will end this with the same urgency that I started, both with gratitude and a short story. Some of you have heard me tell it in the last week. I visited Whitney Plantation with some friends last weekend, and I've been before, and it's a beautiful place, and if you ever get to go, it is a true museum to the life and the energy and the vitality of enslaved people and what they brought to American society. And there is a relatively new exhibit, and it is about the 1811 slave revolt. And it was a reminder for me, as sad and depressing as it was, that in 1811, there were a group of enslaved people who had everything going against them. Everything. They had absolutely no resources but their spirits and each other. And they organized, you want to talk about bold peer organizing? They organized themselves to not only liberate themselves, they had the nerve and temerity to think they were going to come down the river and take the entire city over. Right? They didn't make it. But they made a choice that they were going to live because they were already dying. We hope that this work gives us an example and continues to allow us to press toward the mark of justice and freedom and liberation in our lifetime. Thank you.